thank you for joining me and welcome to 2024. I haven't been out recently because the weather in the UK has been horrendous. We've had torrential rain and our green and pleasant land has turned into a lake. Today I've been invited out by a fantastic group of people and they're called the Hayling Detect Club. Now there's a few good diggers in this club, so they might show me how it's done. So I guess the theme of this video is what to do when you get on a new piece of land. I'm using the XP Deus 2 and I think I'll start off with the general program and just see how that one goes. But I've got a feeling digging's going to be really difficult due to the high water table out there. But all we can do is give it a try, I guess, and you're welcome to join me, so let's go. So here we are then, let's get going with the general programs. No adjustments made. There's even no adjustments to the tone, which will normally change the second tone to 881, but I'm going to keep this one completely standard. Pretty quiet, isn't it? Don't appear to be a great deal of iron coming through in the form of an iron buzz. I spoke to a few other guys who have been detecting and they said there's lots of bullets on there, lots of pieces of lead. Oh, that's a quiet one. Coming up at 30, 40, something like that. I don't think I need to go too deep with this one because it's a low conductor, so I don't think it will be much past the grass level. I'm guessing it's small. Very often people ignore these low conductors because they think they're trash. Very often it is. But in some circumstances, you never know, you might find a small gold ring or some small jewellery, you never know. So it's just here, look. Oh, it's going to get messy. And that's what it is. It is a tiny piece of lead. So I've joined the lead club there, look. Just a tiny piece of lead. Hopefully we get some bigger numbers as we go on. Whoa, the spade goes in really easy. Look at that. It's going to be really difficult to dig, but we'll soldier on, see what we can do. Just a piece of, I don't know, bullet maybe. I wonder if it's going to be one of those fields. A little bit of iron there. It would be really nice if we could just scoot around the field and just try and find perhaps an iron patch. So if we find an iron patch, and we can tell that by the intense low tones, maybe we should just stick to that area and work it. This is a really good sign. You see there, people are digging. Over there, people are digging. Over there, people are digging. The marshal over there is digging. So this is a really good sign, because if everyone's digging, it means there's targets. I don't know whether they're good or bad, we'll soon find out. And there's even people over there in the woods detecting. Perhaps that would be a good choice actually when the ground is really waterlogged. Get into the woodlands and just work the woods, because it's winter time. Most of the undergrowth is dying off and you can get in there quite comfortably. But yeah, good sign to see people are actually got their heads down and digging. Well, I've not had a lot of luck, to be fair with you, but I've just made a little adjustment which I'm going to share with you now, because it's something I very rarely do, and that's the reactivity. Okay, I can move the reactivity 2.5, 3, 2, but playing around on this field with this general program, I've managed to get the reactivity down to 0. 0 is normally something you'd only use on the beaches, but 0, the machine seems to be, well, quite manageable. I'll let you have a listen, see what you think. 2.5, 0. Obviously slow your sweep speed right down to match it, but it's not getting out of shape, is it, like you would do on most farmland? So reactivity 0 is gonna give us the best chance of finding something deep. And I think while I'm at it, what I'll do here is just turn that iron volume up to 10 so we can better hear the low grunts. Quiet as a mouse, reactivity 0. Unbelievable. Now, how can I breathe some life into this machine and sort of build up this conversation with it? Well, first of all, I would have said reactivity is the way to go. Audio response 4, we don't need to touch that. Sensitivity 95. That's way up there. 99. Tiny bit of EMI coming in, but it's still manageable. I think that's iron. Look at that, dead quiet. Is it because of the water table so high? Is it because all the stuff's sunken really deep? I have no idea. A nice quiet one coming up at early 50s. Can you hear how that reactivity 0 has made this signal nice and wide? Let's try reactivity 2.5. Fainter, isn't it? Reactivity 0. Definitely adds some more punch to it, doesn't it? Definitely. Oh, that spade just goes straight down. Look at that. And I've spoken to some of the guys who are saying once you go below 6 inches, it all starts filling up with water. But yeah, there it is, they're absolutely right. This is gonna be junk. I know it's gonna be junk. Oh, come on. It's right at the bottom of this flipping hole. It's a soppy piece of lead. So I went for all that just for a piece of lead. Look, it's all filled up with water now. Oh, welcome to the hell I call my life. I've turned this Deus 2 up to the max. I'm getting the absolute maximum I can out of those settings. But the truth about metal detecting is you're not going to find something every time you go out. It's a numbers game. You've really got to be in it to win it. But when we've got quiet sites like this where we're not finding a great deal, I like to think I'm still bringing some value to the table, so to speak. I'm bringing the sauce with some top tips and some demonstrations. My guardian angel. Perhaps my luck is going to change now. I can hear some of you out there saying, why don't you ground balance it? You'll get more depth. Let me show you. Okay, general program, standard ground balance, which defaults at 87. So let's just press the pinpoint button and do a ground grab on it. 87, 87, 86, 85. Virtually no difference. So if you did want to go back to your factory default ground balance, all you do is go into the GB menu and then just press the plus button, and that'll default it back to the said ground balance. So what I'm saying here is ground balance is only relevant if the ground is given off a strong enough signal for the machine to make an accurate calculation. There's no mineralization bar readings on this machine, so I know that the ground is, well, it's not very mineralized at all. Not enough to warrant a ground balance. Well, the machine started going nuts and I know exactly what that is. That guy there with a flipping mine lab. I can easily get rid of it just by pressing and holding the GB button. Let's point it towards him. Now it's getting worse, isn't it? Look. Press and hold the GB button and force a noise cancel. Haha, done it. And the sun's just started coming out. Look, you see it poking through those trees. Oh, hitting a bit of iron here. This is good. This is encouraging, very encouraging. This is what we've been looking for. What I'm going to do here is do a pass over the iron area with reactivity 0, and then I'm going to come back with reactivity 2.5 and see if I can separate anything decent from that iron. Okay, let's walk back then. Oh, you see there I've got maximum frequency range at 24. That was just an experiment, made no difference whatsoever. 2.5 reactivity over a little irony patch. Once again, still keeping that sweep speed under control. This is all misshaped iron. I thought I had one there. Not quite. I'm sure you can see in principle how this can work. Start off finding the iron with your lower reactivity, for example, and when you do find your iron patch, just raise it up a little bit so it gives you better target separation. And there it is. There's our positive target. A nice number, around the 80s, look. Not too blaringly loud either, so it's got a bit of depth to it. Bingo. Nope, MI6 time. still there, look. Oh, it's filling up with water quickly. Got to move fast. Can you see the clay there, look? Right. Bit more, look. Crazy. What can I do? Just getting deeper and deeper. Oh, that'll do. I'm happy with that. Oh look, there it is. As you can see, that is a lead musket ball. There she is, looking all her glory. Boom, we found something. Job done, we can all go home now. If you think those settings may work on your quiet field, by all means give them a try. Drop that reactivity right down, see what happens. And if it works for you, don't forget to save and name the program. Why not call it Do Not Disturb?